It ain't that much ass shit in the world. Everybody know that. P. Diddy's dumbass lawyer said he probably got it at Costco. Costco hit right back. We don't even sell baby oil.
Dive into the fun world of letters with Sparkle Denae's ABC Word Chase and Coloring Book. Looking for an exciting and educational way to help your little ones explore their ABCs? Look no further. This engaging book not only allows your child to practice tracing the alphabet, but also includes tracing words and coloring fun pictures in between. It's kid-friendly, kid-approved, and the perfect blend of learning and creativity. Get your copy today and watch your child's learning journey light up with joy.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the LifeScope channel. On your way in, don't forget to like, share, definitely support and subscribe to the channel. It's always appreciated. So, I wanted to continue to give updates on what's going on and as well as my opinions. Now, this past weekend, Katt Williams did his comedy show, and we just knew he was going to chime in on the Diddy oil. Now, the clips that have been floating around with him talking about it, even though it's something of a dark nature, Katt Williams has a way of making it hilarious. So I can't wait to catch the stream. Hopefully, it's on Netflix so I can see it. Also, want to add that Katt Williams was very instrumental back in January when he appeared on the Shannon Sharp platform, and he said all big D deviants were going to be exposed, and you have to tell Diddy no. So he has really just spoken his truth like he always has. If you are a Katt Williams fan, he is, to me, following in his own path, his own footsteps, of course. But to me, he is following in a similar path as Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney would be able to make things funny and yet be telling you the truth, or Richard Pryor or Dave Chappelle. Regardless if you think they're funny, don't think they're funny, love them, hate them, agree with what they're saying, some comedians have a way of just being able to tell very dark themes, dark subjects, and make them hilarious and also make you think, which I think is the most important part of being a comedian. You're going to laugh, you're going to think about what they said, you're going to take it in. It's not just junk food. They actually are feeding you. So I think that Katt Williams is one of those comedians, which is why I love Katt Williams. Now, this video is going to be a two-part video. So let's get into this one, and then I am going to come back with the additional video. Now, I want to talk about Diddy's attorney. So I pulled up this Vibe article because to me, Diddy's attorney, Marc Agnifilo, I don't think he's charismatic enough to be speaking on Diddy's behalf. Clearly, if Diddy has hired him, then we will assume he is not cheap. But it's being said that Diddy has fired him. So I didn't see anything that said that Diddy has fired Marc Agnifilo, but maybe he has pushed him to the background because he is not charismatic enough. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is, it's good to have an attorney who knows the law. It's great to have an attorney that knows the loopholes in the law that can get you out of a sticky situation. And it is wonderful if you can put those two things I just mentioned together and you have an attorney that is able to articulate, construct, and put their words out there in such a smooth way that even the judge would have possibly been convinced enough to grant Diddy bail or even really thought about it. Because there's some people that's never going to be on your side. There's some people that's never going to like you and they don't care. That it is what it is on that. But if you have an attorney that has all those things going, especially the skill that brings it all together, which is to be a little charismatic, maybe a little charming, not too much, but just be able to tell people this is what it is and be persuasive, and the people would see, at least from that perspective, even if they're not rooting for Diddy or rooting for his case or don't care nothing about it, they are still persuasive enough to where you'll think like, well, the attorney does have a point. So I don't think Mark Agnifilo has that skill to me. And this is why. I want to play this video and then I'm going to read the quote after you hear him say it, and then I'm going to read it back. So let's play this.
I've been with him since 8 o'clock this morning, and it's about almost 3 o'clock now. He's just laser focused. He's engaged. He's helpful. He's confident. You know, we're going through our defense as we do every day, and his spirits are relatively good.
How do you explain the baby oil and the lubricants? 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was a lot. I mean, there's a Costco right down the street. You know, I think Americans buy in bulk, as we know. And you know, this is consensual adults doing what consensual adults do. You know, we can't get so puritanical in this country to think that somehow sex is a bad thing, because if it was, there'd be no more people.
Okay, so that was the video of the quote that has been floating around. Now, I didn't hear the quote in its entirety. The only thing that I took out of it from when I first heard it on social media days ago was that Diddy's lawyer said he bought it from Costco. That's what I took. Like, you know, when you're on the move and you're hearing information and you just like, what? Because it makes you want to stop. That was one of those things that I'm listening to while I'm moving about. And I'm like, did his lawyer said that? Now, the reason why that was brought to my attention in such a way is because I feel like his attorney doesn't possess that skill of being charismatic or is able to be in the forefront when trying to defend or at least make Diddy look sympathetic to people in such a way, because he won when she asked him about the 1,000 bottle. I feel like he should have just immediately said, well, who exactly said it was 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Like, where did you get that from? Like, make her state where they are saying it was actually 1,000 bottles. Two, he said, I think there was a lot. Well, clearly he did have a lot. You don't have to sit there and voluntarily give your opinion that you think as his attorney that it was a lot. Because then people going to be like, yeah, see, his attorney didn't want to really say it was 1,000 bottles, but his attorney is saying that it's a lot. Like, even his attorney. So to me, that was something that didn't necessarily need to be said. Three, he put in or he brought in the brand name Costco, and Costco had to immediately call TMZ and tell them, look, we don't even sell baby oil. So there was no need for his attorney, in my opinion, to say, yeah, I mean, who knows? Yeah, it was a lot. No, it wasn't 1,000. I don't think it was 1,000. He could have got it from Costco. You know, Costco down the street, people buy it in bulk. You know how we do. We buy it in bulk. And we can't get so puritanical in this country to think that somehow sex is bad. Sex ain't bad. And then he goes on to finish, if it was, there would be no more people. I feel like his attorney volunteered unnecessary information in order to defend his client. And if the goal was to answer the question to keep up appearance sake, I don't think he did a good job. There was no need for him to, on the third point in his quote, bring in Costco. The fourth point, to mention that we can't get so puritanical and how we would see sex as being a bad thing. And then to say if that was the case, then there would be no more people. It was just such an unnecessary response to this woman simply saying, well, what do you think about the 1,000 bottles of baby oil? That man could have kept it so short to me. He could have probably said this time, no comment. But to just kind of go on, and then his body language of him shrugging his shoulders and I guess not appearing to be a confident attorney. Like if you're supposed to be, and this is just in my mind, in my opinion, if you're supposed to be a high profile attorney that's getting paid, I want to see the high profileness. I want to see the nice suits. I want to see you standing for your client because you're going to give them the best defense. Even if you personally think your client ain't you still going to give them the best defense, and you do it in such a way in your own flair that even people who are not rooting for your client, they can still quote what you as an attorney has said because you were really just dropping the point. You were like, well, hey, it's not a crime to buy baby oil. That's number one. Two, who told you it was 1,000 bottles of baby oil? And if that was the case, what does that necessarily mean? Like he could have went so many ways to me to answer that question. And this seems pretty much on the spot. Like you don't have time to prepare an answer. Like the reporter probably rolled up on him. Okay, there's the attorney. Go. And just he didn't have time to get his thoughts together to prepare an answer. And if you are not giving it to us, people who are watching, in a way to where it sounds like it makes sense and doesn't sound silly, because his answer sounds so silly about him just getting it from Costco and buying it in the bulk and hey, sex ain't bad. It sounds so silly when you really just read over that. That's why I'm harping on this, because this is what I'm looking at, something I pick up. If someone else was to look at something, they're going to pick up something else. So this is just my opinion on his attorney and how his attorney is moving. And if his attorney was the one that was heading up the two bail hearings that got denied, no wonder Diddy had to establish a legal team, which is what I want to talk about now. So Diddy assembles legal dream team for new bail attempt. Could third time be the charm? So Diddy is once again trying to get himself released on bond. He's been in there for 2 weeks now, and he tried to put up $50 million. That man wants out. Who could blame him? Nobody's trying to be behind the wall. So we get it, Diddy. You want out. But he has hired powerhouse legal team to try to make it a reality. New court documents show the rap mogul's lawyer filed an appeal, the most recent order denying him bond. The appeal will be his third formal attempt to secure his release from behind bars as he awaits trial. Sources close to Diddy tell TMZ the rapper has added two more attorneys, Anthony Rico and Alexandra Shapiro, to the legal team working on his highly publicized criminal case. And let's see if there's anything of importance I want to talk about in this article. Okay. So we're told Tony is known as one of the finest trial lawyers in the country, and Alexandra has been called one of the best appellate lawyers practicing today. So sounds like Diddy is building his own dream team of sorts. And when they say dream team, to me, this references the O.J. Simpson case where they had Johnny Cochran heading that up because they would call O.J. Simpson's attorneys the dream team. But these people ain't no Johnny Cochran. Johnny Cochran had a reputation of getting folks off left and right. So, we not we shouldn't be so quick, or they shouldn't be, because I'm not calling them no dream team. They shouldn't be so quick to even reference them in such a way unless their resume is out there and people just don't know about it, and they are able to get their clients off or have things work favorably for their client. So with these two new attorneys that Diddy has in constructing his legal team, does that mean that Marc Agnifilo is going to be pushed in the background when it comes to doing interviews? Now, Marc Agnifilo also was on the TMZ's Presents The Downfall of Diddy, the indictment, which is on Tubi. I think I watched a little of this when it came out, but I may have to rewatch it because it was given some of the same information that we had heard, and I just didn't want to rewatch the same stuff when a lot of it's going to be repeated because the case is still ongoing in real time. So a lot of this stuff is going to get repeated to where we're going to kind of get tired of it and then want to hear it again. So that's why I didn't watch this whole thing when it did first come out. But it's decent for what it is, especially it be on Tubi. People giving Tubi flack, but Tubi has a lot of good movies on there. Just a side note, they do. Now they do have some crazy stuff where if a woman gave birth to a baby, the baby don't look like no newborn. The baby be looking 4 years old. They had crazy stuff on there like that. But most of all, or overall, Tubi has some very good movies on there. It's just as good as what's on Netflix, Prime, Hulu, wherever you streaming. So I believe that's it on. And I'm wondering, are these the guns that they were talking about they had seized? Are these the actual pictures? They do have September 17th, and then they got United States versus Sean Combs. So these might be the guns that they were talking about. They had raided or seized in the raid of his home. So I am not going to play any of this. I'm not going to bore you all with that. And you can go to TMZ. Don't want to play too much of their stuff. So you can check that out on TMZ. But yeah, just kind of getting back to the main point of Marc Agnifilo. I feel like he is not charismatic enough to represent P. Diddy in such a way. Now, do I personally care that he's representing P. Diddy? No. But if this is going to be, which I hope it does, going to be on Court TV, it will be just as big as some of the cases that have been very high profile on Court TV. And I would definitely try to chime in and watch that along with everybody else if they are going to allow that. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, the public opinion is very strong with P. Diddy. Like, some people are definitely still trying to uphold him. And if that's your perspective, you have the right to feel that way. And a lot of people are seemingly coming against him. So everything will be told as much as we could see in the courtroom. So hopefully, whenever they get this trial and everything set up, they will have Diddy on Court TV. So I'm going to end this video here because I want to go ahead and do a continuation of another video, but it goes with different attorneys and giving more updated information. So what do you guys think? Do you think Marc Agnifilo is still working with the team? I haven't seen anything that says otherwise. But do you think he's still working with the team? And if so, do you think he's a good representation of Diddy? Like, basically, can Diddy do better? Definitely let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, support. And until next time, bye.